Good afternoon and welcome to Kimberbell Demo 2, Saturday afternoon at Buttons and Bolts. We are going to be demoing the clear blue tiles this afternoon. Yesterday's demo was how to stitch lace onto mesh or screening, and that's can be reviewed on Facebook or YouTube channel from Buttons and Bolts. And at the end of this session, I will give you your second code. Tomorrow's Kimberbell demo, Heather's going to show you how to navigate from her website out to Kimberbell so you can buy all your designs or other products from Kimberbell directly from basically Kimberbell via Heather, and Heather still gets credit for that order. All right, so clear blue tiles. What are they and what do they do? Basically, in a nutshell, clear blue tiles will allow you to quilt on your home embroidery machine. Now, this took 4 hoopings. It took less than 20 minutes to finish this placemat. So we're going to look at how to do that and how quick and easy they are to use. This border was done with clear blue tiles as well. So now I have some cute little towels that have used the tiles, and I have a border print on it. This pillow is an example of Kimberbell's Kimber box from last December. And if you notice the markings, I have hooped it 4 times. You also notice on the markings that there are arrows. We're going to talk about what exactly you get in the essentials kit and why those arrows are very important when we start to hoop. So here's your basic essentials kit. It comes with, if I can open it up, an instruction book, 2 water-soluble markers from Kimberbell, which we will also use. It comes with 2 wrist slaps, which we will use just like you would use when you're doing anything quilting on your home machine. We're going to roll it up. We're going to use these slap bands to hold the fabric and our project out of the way of the needle. These are standard to the essential kit. You get massive amounts of clear blue tiles in all different sizes. And you're going to get a clear blue tile USB stick, which, oh, it's still working. So on your USB stick, when you first open it up, you're going to have an EMB file. You're going to have a file that says embroidery files quilting, instructions, block by block quilting, and seasonal houses table runner. We'll talk about that seasonal houses table runner at the end. But basically, your quilting files are going to give you for all your machines. Now, I happen to have a Janome machine that uses the Jeff files. Husqvarna are for Vikings, DST are for Singer machines, so our XXX files. You have the Pez, which is Baby Lock and Brother, and you have Art and EXP. So any embroidery machine can use our clear blue tiles. It doesn't have to be a Janome. It does not have to be a Baby Lock. It can be a Bernina. It can be a Brother. It can be a Singer. So any embroidery machine can use the clear blue tiles. I happen to be using a Janome this afternoon, so I'm going to use the Jeff files. Now, you will see here when I open that up, I have itty bitty blocks, I have border blocks, I have border swirls, I have centering crosshairs, I have fall, loop, spring, summer, swirls, and winter. All of those use all of the clear blue tiles. Now, how can that be, right? Look at all those designs. Well, very simply stated, our clear blue tiles are going to look like this. Right? That's everything you get in the kit. I'm going to take the biggest one out I can find here because it makes it a little easier to explain. All clear blue tiles are the same. They have a center point. They have crosshairs. They have an arrow. They have marks on the corners and the sides. So, and they have this little box here that says size. So this particular size is an 8 by 10. So if I go into my winter, which is what we're going to stitch out, and go to my clear blue tiles, I am going to see a massive amount of files. The file I'm going to select for today is going to match my clear blue tile. So I wanted 8 by 10. 8 by 10 is right here, and it's winter. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to copy that over onto my USB stick for my machine. Do not put your clear blue tile USB stick into your machine. There are way too many files there. So use your computer and copy them over. Go back to my Jeff, go back to my winter. I am going to use my 8 by 10 in my clear blue tiles. 8 by 10. 8 by 10. And I'm going to copy that over here. Copy. I'm just going to move that up one more. Okay. So the importance of the arrows when we are using the clear blue tiles. You want all your directional, and it's probably easier to see on this border here that I marked. You want, because there's a top and a bottom to the files that we're copying over, you want your arrow always to go in the same direction when you're marking. Okay, so on this border, I used the summer, and I had my little bees all going in the same direction. So I actually hooped, you can see I hooped this 3 times. So real simple to do. The first thing you want to make sure is when you're cutting your backing, you want to make sure that your backing is 3 inches larger than your top. The reason for that is when we start to hoop, and you can see that this got the stitch off of my top a little bit. You want to make sure you have room to hoop and room for that stitching to take place. Okay. The second most important thing to do is you want to tape down your top to your batting. Now I use 505 spray to spray my backing to my batting and my top to my batting. All right. So the pretty simple. You probably do that most anyways when you're working with projects, right? So real simple, I'm going to take my clear blue tile. I'm going to take my water soluble pen. I've already started this, so I'm going to line this up. By my other marks that I already have on here. I'm going to make sure that my arrow is facing in the direction of my other arrows.
What if you hadn't? What if it was brand new? You just
I start in the middle.
Oh, okay.
So when you're quilting on a home machine, you always are going to start in the middle, and you're going to work to the side, top and bottom, or top and bottom, and then to the sides. Long armers work like they're reading a book. Very top, left to right. Because, and I make this funny noise, because when you're quilting, it goes, it kind of sucks in when you're quilting. The same thing's going to happen with this. Basically, you're quilting with your embroidery machine. So you want to start in the middle, work out, and work top to bottom. So I have marked my corners. I have marked my sides. And I know I'm using my 8 by 10. I just copied over my 8 by 10 onto my USB stick. We'll bring that in. Let's exit this. Right. Okay. For some reason, this is not coming up. I did copy that over, right? All right, let's go to this. Let's copy it over again. I'm not finding it. Let's make sure it was on here. It should come up. I do not see it. Let's go back and bring it up again. Open files, Jeff. We want winter. Clear blue tiles. 8 by 10. Let's go copy. Here. Let's go paste, make sure it comes up. Place, it says it's here. All right, let's rename this. Let's go demo. Then I know where it's at. You're starting okay. We'll try this again.
So we don't have it right now. It's 2 weeks in one triangle ruler.
All right, we're good to go that way. Now, I'm going to get ready to hoop this. I am going to use a hoop that uses magnets. But it also is really important for anybody's machine not to throw these lineups away, okay? If you do, Kimberbell has in the instructions for the clear blue tiles, there is, it says embroidery hoop template grid. There is a place that you can go out there if you have lost your grids or need to replace them. There's a place that you can go out there and she will tell you how to make them. Very important, don't lose your grids. So now and then I have my magnets ready right here. This one's a really nice one because we put pieces. Pretty good. We'll line up with the lines that we made from our clear blue tile. And I'm only going to use 4 magnets because this is going to hold it pretty good with the magnets.
This is nice because it combines the two.
We're kind of ready to do this, but before we go and stitch that out, I just want to quickly go through some of the instructions here again. This is what you get in an essential kit. We talked about that. Here's your USB stick, your 2 markers, your slap sticks, all these clear blue tiles. We talked a little bit about what does the clear blue tile show me. They're all the same. It doesn't matter what size But it does matter when we start to look at marking that we put the 8x10 file into our machine because we are marking with the 8x10 file. Now, there is a way that you can mark using multiple tiles. Right? I could use this tile first and I could pull. Now remember, all the arrows have to go in the same direction. I could use this tile next. Perhaps I want to finish off with this tile. All right, so I'm using 3 different clear blue tiles to do my marking on this towel. The importance is that it has this little window here, and I'm going to put the sides. 4x10, 8x10, 6x10. And when I write that on the fabric, if I walk away from my machine and I come back and I say, oh, I want to finish that project today, I may not remember what tile I used. But if I have it written on my project, I can go to the machine and say, oh, I'm getting 8x10. I'm going to use my 4x10. I'm going to copy those off onto my USB stick and put it on my machine. Make sense?
Why would you want to use different sizes?
Because not all your projects are going to.
Like the 8x10 wouldn't fit.
Okay, so
3
I have one
times.
8x10. I have 2 8x10, and then I have a bink a little bit. You want to fill your whole project with quilting. Okay, so this actually worked out so that I could quilt 1, 2, 3, 4 times. This one, I marked it with 2 different tiles. This tile here, this tile, and a shorter tile here, because it did not. I wanted to not catch that so much on the edge. This project is in progress, and I know that I'm not going to be able to finish it with just going all the way through with one side. I'm going to have to change the size. Okay. This was easy. This was pretty straightforward. This was for quilting. 4 hoops. Okay. This out of the way. Let's get our slat bands ready here. Important thing, Kimberbell tape. You go to Kimberbell classes. What do you get? Free.
Roll of tape.
A roll of tape.
Oh, okay.
It's very important. And you can see that I have taped this project down. You want to just go on the edge just a little bit, but you want to make sure that that's taped down. Otherwise, the tendency is that embroidery foot may get caught underneath. So you want to tape that down. Roll this up here. And use our slap bands because we want to keep that away from that throat, away from that needle when we're stitching. These are so simple, ladies. The first project I did was this, and one of the clear blue tiles came with the Kimberbell box. I used it. I finished this. I talked to Heather. I said, I want clear blue tiles. Okay, and I bought the essentials. Now, there is an expansion kit.
That's what I.
Okay, the expansion kits, again, clear blue tiles are the same principle. We have an arrow, we have a center, we have a size box, we have the markings for the corners and the sides. These are used for bigger hoops. That's all.
Yeah.
So you can get away with the essentials, the first kit, and still do a large project.
Just have to have more.
You're just going to have more hoopies, exactly right.
Okay.
If your machine doesn't have a large.
And you may
ship.
not have a large hoop.
Yeah, I have.
That's true too. You may, a lady from the demo this morning, she says, I only have a 4x4 hoop. How can I use these? Absolutely. Absolutely. Remember we looked at the Kimberbell here, and we looked at everything that's in the quilting, winter, and clear blue tiles. Look at what she can use. 2x2, 2x4. All right. She can start to use, she can do these. There's a 4x4. So she can use the clear blue tiles, even though she may have only a 5x7 hoop or a 4x4 hoop. She probably really has a 5x7 hoop. Very few machines, unless they're very old, will have a such a small hoop, and only a small hoop. All right, so let's get this in here. We're in place. All right, I'm not in center. You can see that, you can come and see that I am not in center. My machine is nice enough to allow me to bring this down. I'm gonna center this.
Oh, the little
Yeah. It's gonna let me move it.
increments or whatever.
Let me move it. There we go. It's only gonna let me move it so far, which is fine for the demo. We're gonna say, okay. I am going to, I have in my machine, I have a black bobbin with embroidery thread in it, the embroidery bobbin thread. I'm doing the dark thread because my backing is dark. All right. I'm using the navy blue thread on the top to match my placemat. So this is my table runner. This is the matching placemat. Okay. And I'm using the same winter, which comes on our USB stick. It's going to stitch out in 9 minutes. All the clear blue tiles you get in this stitch. Just bigger, yeah, bigger clear blue tiles for bigger hoops. Now I'm going to watch this very carefully. I don't want to get that caught. I got that taped. The tape has been on here for a few days, and I'm just going to make sure that I don't catch. Like it's good. I kind of want to watch this. Again, my arrow is facing up on my hoop. It's also the way the design goes. I wouldn't want to face it this way because we would end up having a design that didn't match up. You could, then you have it right. So let's talk a little bit about matching up. If you don't have these, here's a way that you can get those grid templates. So I have a 6x10 hoop. So this is a great example in here. It says, look at all the tiles that will fit the 6x10 hoop. It's all these tiles down here. So just because you have one hoop, you can use all these different tiles. You can use the border tiles. You can use the block by block tiles. A little grid in here, and they say, know your hoops. Here's my 6x10 hoop. My sewing field is a 6x10 inch hoop, but my sewing field is only going to be a 7.9 by 11 inches. You know that you cannot stitch outside the dark blue line. So it's kind of to say, oh gee, will this fit in my hoop? I center it. This clear blue tile will fit in this hoop. Now, if I decided to go to and use a different clear blue tile, this one happens to be a 4x10. I want to use this hoop. It's called extra space time. Right here. So maybe you can judge your hoop size. And again, the add-ons are just for those with bigger hoops. Now, this is clear. It allows me to stitch 7.9 by 14 inches. So I could go back to my extension and I could just now I would use these thick hoops if I was doing a bigger quilt. So it just makes it less and how big of a project and how much time you want to take. So this was for hooping. This could probably match with hooping, marking and hooping. I think it's a longer to be defined. This order is for hooping. We finished this up in the early morning session. Still stitching, we've got 4 minutes to finish. So basically what it's telling you is know your hoops, know what tiles you can use. And here's the chart. My hoop is 1.87 by 1.87. I can use a 2 by 2, etc. They say write it down. I actually copied this page, it's a copy of it, and then I did not write it down. So here it talks a little bit about how do we make a quilt sandwich. When do we use our snap bands? It talks a little bit about making sure that you have the 3 inches all the way around. It's taped down. Talk about the tape. I can't tell you how important those 3 inches make. Regardless of what size this is, make sure you have 3 inches on all sides and then you tape it down. You can see here, I went off a little bit. But I have room to do that. The 3 inches are also important because I'm able to hoop. See what my hoop is? Right here. If I use the magnetic magnets up here, I know that I do not need that. Talk a little bit. How do you mark it? You mark your center. Here's your arrow. Very important. You mark your corners. Now, talk a little bit about using multiple hoops. Here's an example. Multiple clear blue tiles. Here's an example. They used 4 of them. 4 here in a different setting. Here they used 3. There is some things on here. We're looking at for every clear blue tile, you get a winter pattern, you get a spring pattern, you get a summer pattern, you get a fall pattern, you get border swirls, you get a loop, you get more swirls, and you get more loops. And you get these itty bitty blocks. Now, crazy these itty bitty blocks. So, here's a clear blue tile with the itty bitty blocks. They're 2 by 2. Wouldn't they be cute? Something with a corner. Yeah, I did right here. Okay, so if we wanted to do this, we want to use our itty bitty block. Can you see that?
Oh my.
Can you see that? We could have quilted that with our itty bitty blocks. Now,
You're taking me on your kids.
no, it doesn't because it's mark, coop, and go. Okay, so we're done with this. It took 9 minutes.
The bathroom and you got it. Cool.
You could. I mean, I was talking through that whole thing, right?
Can't believe how quiet that machine is. Mine seems so loud. It's the same.
And we have. Oops. What's that man? This fell on the floor. It's okay. I'll pick it up. One's right here.
I'm closer.
Oh, thank you. So now we have quilted here and here. I've got my quilting done here and here. I've got to finish it off. And then I can just trim it, take the tape off, and yeah, what did it took? Maybe 10 minutes. And then I talked all in between. So that is quilting with your clear blue tiles. Now, there's more. There's always more. So first of all, before we go more, I want to show you that we have the itty bitty blocks. Clear blue tiles. Now, itty bitty blocks come with fall, loop, spring, summer, swirls, and winter. So you have those for your bigger ones. Okay. And then here's our itty bitty blocks. So here is winter. It's mittens. Here's your swirl. Here's your summer. It's a beehive. Here's your spring. It's a watering can. Oh, this is fall. This is a witch's hat. And then what did we say? Summer is a flower. So again, with our itty bitty blocks, here they are, fall, loop, spring, summer. They come for the 2 by 2. All right. If I wanted to do corner blocks, I brought up Jeff files, but they come in the Pez, they come in the ARC, they come in the 3X, they come in the DST, they come in whatever machine you have, you are getting those files. All right. So ARC, DST, EXP, Husqvarna, Jeff Pez, VIP, VIP3, and XXX. All right. Every file for every block, for every clear blue tile. The other thing, as a bonus on this USB stick, is what they call, they have here, seasonal houses. Here's the instructions for our seasonal house. This is not just quilting on your home machine, but you are building the blocks on your embroidery machine,
Just like the perfectly pieced.
just like perfectly pieced. Here are the instructions. Now, they come in they come in 4 versions. So I get to the top of this quickly.
So you do get your money's worth with that.
Yep,
Essential
so they
kit.
come in 4 versions. So you have winter houses, spring houses, summer houses, and fall houses. And when you're all done, and here, I don't know if you can see, they used for the summer or the spring, they used the spring file to quilt when it was all done. So not only did you build it in your embroidery machine, now you have used your clear blue tile and you have quilted it in your embroidery machine. All right. There's one more thing we're going to do this afternoon. I am going to show you how to put a border on. Okay. So let me delete this quick. Something I told the ladies earlier today, if you have any computerized sewing machine at all, embroidery machine or regular sewing machine, don't use your fingers on your screen. You're going to leave oil on that screen. It's not good. Always try to remember to use your stylus. Here. So we're going to leave the navy blue thread in here and the black bottom thread. The first thing we're going to do our borders is we're going to decide on what border we're going to use. I'm going to go back to my Kimberbell embroidery files. I'm going to go back to my GIF. I think I'm going to do, this is summer. I think I'm going to do spring. Yep. Clear blue tiles. And where'd she go? Yes. I took an apron. And I think I want to put a border on the bottom of my apron. Okay. So again, we are going to decide what clear blue tile we're going to use. I don't think I want a real big border. I want a 6 by 10. All right. I want a 6 by 10, and I'm going to have it go all in one direction. Can I get 3 6 by 10s in here? No, I'm going to get a 6 by 10 to start with. And so, I mean, 6. So 6. So again, I'm going to play around with this until I can get
So you can fill your space.
so I can fill my space. Exactly right. Here's 6 by 10. Here's a 6 by 8. Perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a 6 by 8 and a 6 by 10, and I'm going to pick summer. So let me copy those over here. Again, I'm not taking them directly from my Clear Blue Tiles USB to my machine. I am going to take it from USB to USB. Now, first one we're going to do is we're going to do a 6 by 10. 6 by 10, 6 by 6, 6 by 10. Looks good, right? Do that. Here, here, paste that over here. And then I'm going to What's the question?
Too much computer.
You know, you have to know, a little
Leaves
bit.
Me out.
Yeah, if you have a little flash drive, she's got a lot
Yes,
on her flash drive, so I think that makes it a little
it
bit
makes it a
more.
little bit, yeah.
a little
And
bit more-
overwhelming looking at her
Right,
stuff.
but you just need
Yours
to,
won't
you
look
basically
like
just
that.
need to find the file you're looking for and
And put it on
drag-
one,
and
and just
just
drag
drag
it.
it.
Used to doing
Yeah.
all this.
All right, so,
Go from the beginning.
pardon?
You have to go to the beginning.
That's all right. Sometimes you need to go to the beginning. Okay, so I copy that over. However, with that said, we need to know that we are going to center that perfectly. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark, and I'm going to keep everything, all the arrows in the right direction, right? So here is my 6 by 10. I'm going to mark that 610. Yeah. All right. I'm going to mark it here. Here's my center. Here's my
I
arrow.
need to be 40.
or somebody technical.
I need to be 40. Not
Here's
80,
my
but
6-8, right? I know I'm going to use that. I only copy the 610 now for the demo. But I'll go back later. I do want to mark this corner, so I make sure that when I'm rehooping, I've got the right corners.
Way that needs to be written down.
This
And
center
if it's
one.
written down, it just needs to be folded and put away.
This
And
pen
then
I'm
I'm
going to take,
and
I'm
I'm
going
going
to
to
take my
That was.
last
the
6 by 10.
Possibly the ruler, but you know,
So
that's.
the
up to
corners
her.
are just the corners of the tile.
Corners of the tile, yes.
So these were two you chose, Mark. This is going to be a 6 by 10. I don't think this.
I don't care so much about those.
And then
All right, so now I have marked it 3 times. 1, 2, 3.
three.
How do we hoop this? Well, this is kind of tricky to hoop because it's a border. I don't have 3 inches. I can't, what do I tape it to? That's where we're going to come in and use
Okay.
the sticky wash away by Kimberbell.
So then then the thing is, how do you stick with these 3 colors? And you said that you all, or do you want to add?
We also are going to use
Okay,
5
so
thumbtacks.
we could.
I know, it sounds kind of silly, right?
No. I wouldn't know yet.
Well, you know, why would I have thumbtacks? Okay, so I'm going to make sure that this is going to hoop well. And I am going to go back to, because I know that my 6 by 10 should fit pretty good in there. Yeah, because I'm going to come up here and here. Good. All right. I am going to cut a piece of stabilizer, sticky back stabilizer, the size of my hoop. I am not going to use my thread scissors or my fabric scissors. I brought a paper scissors today. This is a paper-based product and it's sticky, so that when you cut it, it's like cutting paper with sticky on it, okay? You don't want to use your good fabric scissors because it's going to leave a little bit of a residue. There's 2 sides to this stabilizer. There is a side that feels like freezer paper, and there is a very rough side. The rough side is the back. It's the back of the stabilizer. So that is going to go down on my hoop. Face step. Wait. Make sure that I've got my right and my lefts and my tops and my bottoms on my hoop. Otherwise, my hoop's not going to hoop well. I'm going to have trouble. Right back in there. I'm going to lock it down. So how does this work? We're going to take a sharp instrument. I'm going to use my thread scissors. You can use a pin. You can use your seam ripper. We are going to score the edge all the way around the stabilizer and the frame. You're not going to cut through it. You're just going to score it. I'm not going to poke a hole in it. Okay. And I'm going to gently get this started. Sometimes it's difficult, or it's not difficult. It just takes a little bit.
Doesn't cooperate.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's right. It doesn't cooperate. Thank you, Liz.
Yeah, I haven't used any of the sticky stuff
It is wash away. When we're all done, we're going to be able to wash our
yet.
apron. So this, use the sticky back. It's all washed away. Okay.
Okay. Although money, crazy.
You know, it's very addicting,
Yeah.
but this is kind of how I justify it.
Yeah, there you go.
This is how I justify it. I can buy a blade, couple bucks for an apron, couple bucks for a set of towels. I can sit at my embroidery machine for an hour, half an hour.
So.
I can stitch out. I now have a gift. I have a friend who's a beekeeper. She's getting these for Christmas. Simple gift. You want to give something simple to a friend? Here you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not worried about the edges. Sticky. Now, part of what you get in the clear blue tile set is you get crosshairs. And we are going to hoop that, and we are going to stitch out the crosshairs. I'm going to make sure I have the right hoop on here. This is 28B. I have to change hoops.
I just want a new machine.
Okay, it's going to stitch out crosshairs, and now I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the crosshairs. I left my navy in because I wanted to be able to see my crosshairs. I want them to be dark so I can see them. So we have crosshairs. Right? We're going to take our 5 thumbtacks, and starting from the back of the hoop, we are going to put a thumbtack at each corner.
You know, and if you took that one away.
One in the center. I guess those aren't corners, those are ends, right? From the back. No, no. Okay, so the question here, ladies, is did the essential kit come with the thumbtacks? No, it did not. I had to go to Office Max or Home Office or whatever and buy a box of thumbtacks. They're $1.99 for 100. So you're not going to break the bank. And we're going to mark. Okay, so we have, this is the back of my hoop. I have thumbtacks. This is the front of my hoop. You see this? Thumbtacks. Okay, side of the hoop. My hoops go on to my right. Now, we have marked our apron. Right, and we know that the apron top, right? So I'm going to take, using our thumbtacks, I'm going to find the center and the center of my thumbtack here. And I am going to, this is a clever little trick that Kimberbell teaches us. Now I'm in the center. Now I'm going to find, I'm going to straighten that out and lay that down.
Yeah, you'd be there all day.
Yeah,
doing
readjust that,
Yeah.
because this would work and then that. would-
Mhm.
And I'm going to get this side here.
Okay.
And I'm going to-
I actually did my first table runner, Mary, after watching you do it, after having it for a year.
Mhm.
So,
So we've got all of that. And I'm going to lay it flat. It's stuck. All right. But we're not going to stitch with our
Take those
thumbtacks.
out.
We're going to take those out. Yeah. Please
Oh.
remember to take out your thumbtacks. You will break your machine. You will hurt
That's
your
a
little
good
machine.
trick
Yeah.
for a lot of things.
All right. Now,
If you're a grafter, that's a good trick.
another thing to remember, right now on my screen, and you can't, if you all come around, you're going to see that the hash marks are up.
Oh, those crosshairs.
The
that you just
crosshairs,
did.
yep. Now, if I go and choose our design, those will stay in there on my machine. So I want to make sure I delete those crosshairs. Otherwise, that's what's going to stitch out,
The
the
crosshairs.
crosshairs.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh, got it.
So you
Okay.
just have to know your machine, because
You have
my
to know your
machine
machine.
won't, my machine, if I change the file, it doesn't save the
See,
crosshairs.
mine does.
So mine will.
And so, yes, and so, hint, hint.
Yep.
All right, so we are doing, let's see, spring, right?
Yeah.
Spring demo, or did I just, I don't know. Well, we'll do spring. All right. And we want the 28 hoop. I think I'm there. Yes. However, I don't want to do it in black. All right. And I don't want to do it in navy. And I don't want it to come out in my bobbin thread to be dark, right? So I am going to change my bobbin thread over to white.
No, you
Enough.
were right there. You were-
And Heather was kind enough to let me take from her machine her yellow thread, because I think it'll be pretty in yellow. Right there, up. Now, a little something to know, ladies, when you are using the sticky stabilizer, when you are done with your project, I suggest changing your needle. Sticky stabilizer will leave a residue on your needle.
If it comes up.
It will gum it up. Change it often. Now, I did a demo this morning. I've used this needle. When I finish this demo this afternoon, this needle will get tossed. So just be cognizant of that. Something else that we talked a little bit about at the earlier session was the fact that I had thread that was shredding. You know what shredding?
Yeah.
That is a result of using an eye of a needle that is too small for the thread. If you find that you are shredding and you have a size 11 embroidery needle in, go to a size 12. If you continue to have shredding issues, go to a size 14. It will stop the shredding issue. What's causing the threading issue is the thread going through the eye of the needle that is too small. Okay? Just extra tips
Yeah.
from blue tile.
Yeah.
Right.
Experience.
Yeah, for our demo today. Just some extra things to know when you're embroidering. There's nothing ever wrong with knowing a little bit more. You got what you pay for, right? So you came today to listen to me talk, and we are going to talk about embroidery. Now, the nice thing about this, if you notice, I'm dead smack in the center. And that's because my clear blue tile showed me the center. My crosshairs showed me the center. My thumbtacks helped me put it in the center. All right. So we're going to work on this border. I'd like to hold this just a little bit. I'm going to say go.
Good.
Go down. Oh, I have to say okay. Sorry. Now I can say go.
You had a problem getting the blue marker off.
No, I'll show you that.
I've read enough on Facebook.
I think that's a great question, and we're gonna let this stitch. This is gonna stitch for 7 minutes. And I wanted to put yellow on here because I thought that was kind of summery. So with that, I'm gonna get a paper towel with a little bit of water on it. We're gonna take some of this blue. Simple paper towel. Now I will put it in the washer when I get home because I have stabilized it back here. But and I think you're getting a little bit of the line from the black back here, but you can see it. It's pretty easy. You're getting the black line from this. But do you see what happened? It's already stabilizing. It's already starting to come off. Just with that little bit of a dabbing. Okay. So yes, it's very easy to come off. With that said though, you're not always going to want to use washing. I used the Kimberbell wash away. On this, I never would have seen it. Right? It's the same color. So there are a couple products that I use. And I also like, and the little work ladies, buttons and bolts, use these all the time. It is ultimate marking pencil, and it's white, and it comes off with an iron. It sharpens with a regular pencil sharpener. I like to use this on dark fabrics. I would mark my clear blue tiles with this instead of this, or I would use this. Now, I will admit that for this one, I did use this, and it came off fine with the mark. So use what marking pencil that you are more comfortable with. Again, it does come with the 2 washaways. And as you see, I've done it on this, on the pillow. I have my machine set kind of slow for today. I have it set at 500 stitches per minute. I can go off to 1,000 on this machine. I prefer not to when I'm doing this because I want to watch it. It still has an edge. All right. I just want to make sure that my embroidery doesn't get caught in that edge. Oh, okay. I heard you. You were coming. I could tell. You're coming off.
That's just the person pieces, like. I was working on We Whisk You a Merry Christmas. And
Uh-huh.
I have a lot of puckering going on, and it's like, why is that happening? I slowed it down.
Well, and I'm going to back this off a little bit. When I have a broken thread, I like to back it off 10 to 15 stitches. Looks good. keep it going. It's got 4 more minutes to finish up. This is actually going to be kind of cute. Now, somebody earlier said, do you have to use the same color? No, I don't. I'm using yellow here. Maybe when I go home, I want this to be pink. And then I will finish up with the yellow on the back because I've cooked 3 times. I don't have to use the same color. So, but yeah, that's exactly right. The machine doesn't, and the clear blue tiles don't know. And the clear blue tile doesn't know. Right? It just knows I am getting cooked. So let's do a quick review. Tiles. Essential pieces. Looks like this. Comes with winter, spring, swirls, fall, summer, and loops. Comes with border loops, border swirl, and individual blocks. The USB stick with all the files on it for every machine imaginable. It comes with markers. It comes with 2 slap pads. With all of these clear blue tiles. Comes with bonuses so you can make seasonal tables of these. Yeah, and you are not only floating this, you are actually building the blocks with the clear blue tile. And you're using the clear blue tile. And they use the loops here. This is the summer. Or the spring, which we're doing now.
So files are on that. What I have is
Yes. And again, if you have larger hoops, you're going to buy the expansion. The expansion gives you finished sizes up to 8 by 14 and 6 by 14. But you need the essential kit before you have the expansion kit. Because you don't get any files in this. And there's some misnomers that you get files with this. No, all your files are on this.
Eventually, do you think they'll have other sticks that you'll be able to buy with different patterns on it?
Oh, there are patterns out there in Kimberbell land. I'll call it Kimberbell land, that use the clear blue tiles, and you can download those from Kimberbell. So tomorrow's demo for demo weekend will allow you to have access through buttons and bolts into the Kimberbell so you can order more designs. That will be tomorrow's Kimberbell demo, and it's the 3rd. So yesterday's Kimberbell demo was stitching on mesh or stitching on screening, making lace. Today's was the clear blue tiles. Tomorrow is navigation through the website for buttons and bolts onto the Kimberbell site so you can download additional files to use with your clear blue tiles.
they're like $9.
And so and you get
get
I'm not even there yet, and
Yeah.
I'm worried about that.
yeah, but that's okay. That's all right. So we have finished stitching this out. Turned out really pretty. Take it out of the hoop.
Yeah, I'd want it darker red. White.
Yeah, I thought about using red, but if this is like spring, summer. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to trim away this excess sticky. And get ready for my next tubing. Now, what did we do? We're doing a different size, right? So I have to make sure that I move the right file over to my machine so that I don't get the wrong size in there. Without cutting it my apron.
That's a bigger trick.
Pardon?
I said that's
That's a big
bigger
trick, yeah. Just making sure you don't cut your apron or your towel or whatever you're using.
That stickiness is really nice.
Yes, again, this is the Kimberbell
You won't sit there and go.
Sticky Wash Away.
You don't have to use that, do you? The sticky?
Well, I would,
For doing what she just.
for what I
did,
did with
you
the
do.
thumbtacks, you're going to have to,
matching up.
yes, because you're going to match it up.
And then it sticks, so it doesn't move.
So it
on
doesn't
you.
move. I
But
didn't
I'm
have to,
thinking, even though I don't.
I didn't have to use
do
tape.
that, I like that.
I didn't have to do
Stickiness
anything. I
sometimes,
just used the stabilizer.
Regular.
And so now I've started this really pretty border on the bottom of my apron. Again, this one used the Kimberbell, excuse me, Wash Away Sticky Back Stabilizer.
Add to my file over there.
So the big things that we use today, lots of Kimberbell tape, all right? We used our Kimberbell Essential Kit. I had to go outside and get 5 thumbtacks from Office Max. Buy them a box, $1.99. But mostly it was all Kimberbell products.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
We are done, ladies. Thank you for coming.
Oh,
Oh,
there's a million questions.
I do have one more thing to give you before you go. So for attending today or watching out in internet land, your code, because you have to have 3 codes.
Oh, I thought because we paid for this, we didn't have to watch the other 2.
Oh, you do. You need 3 codes. Every code's different. So there was a code last night or yesterday. I'm going to give you a code.
Can I take a picture of that?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can, but let me get it out
Yep.
on the video. So the code is C as in cat, the number 7, the number 4, T as in Tom, the number 8, and the letter F as in Frank. So it's C as in cat, 7, 4, T as in Tom, the number 8, and the letter F. And that's your second code.
You'll need to collect all 3 codes from our demo days to receive the free pillow pattern. So be sure you watch our demonstration on stitching with mesh and our second demonstration on how to shop with the affiliate link. Once you've watched all 3 demos, you will email us with the codes. Send the emails to info@buttons-and-bolts.com. Be sure to include the file type that you'll need for your embroidery machine. You have up until December 30th to watch all these videos and then to send us the email. After January 1st, the pattern is no longer free and will be purchased on kimberbell.com after January 6th. You can watch our demos on our Facebook page and on our new YouTube channel. So thanks again for watching. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.